Travel Diaries is a childhood dream, and of course I'm ready. East, wait for me. I've been waiting for my well-deserved vacation for a very long time, and I'm glad that I will set for a journey. We together with the guys discussed and decided that we will come up with a program for our trip. I don't yet know what city will drop out of me, but I'm sure that I will add a note of creativity there. I finally go to my homeland, to Uzbekistan, and this trip differs from all previous ones because my friends go with me. This holiday, friends will spend together in sunny Uzbekistan. 3 cities, 3 unique roads, Tashkent, Samarkand and Bukhara. Feel the new taste of bright, real impressions. Watch in today's program. It's time to remember everything. All the most unusual sights of the 3 countries in one program. All the most vivid travel emotions, mysterious legends, centuries-old traditions, the history of culture, fascinating beauty of nature. Companions began their journey from western Kazakhstan. Beautiful landscapes of the Mangyshlak Peninsula are known to the whole world, also known as Mangistau. The peninsula is rich not only with oil, but also with unique natural and cultural objects. Friends began the road from the Bozjura tract, located on the western outskirts of the adjoining Usturt Plateau. The tract is surrounded by a huge canyon, which greatly enhances the impression of contemplation. Especially interesting is the tour of the Sugar Palace of Bozjura. Here everything is white, canyons, peaks, mountains, as if winter decided to leave its colors here forever. Bozjura's business card is 2 limestone peaks, called for their shape by fangs, Azu Tister. Their height is more than 200 meters. As they say about the peninsula Mangyshlak, the earth is exposed here to the bones. Ayrakti castles are famous for their views. The Ayrakti mountains really look like fairy tale castles with spires, towers, colonnades, and fortress walls. Mangyshlak is known not only for its beautiful mountain views, but also for its mineral healing waters. Companions visited the Salt Lake Inder in the Inder district, which has long been famous for its medicinal properties, in search of healing from their ailments. There are many springs around the lake. Mangistau has much more such sources than in the German Baden or the Czech Karlovy Vary. After Belek took us through the picturesque landscapes of Mangistau, Karim is going to entertain friends with active rest. The journey leads the companions to the city of Aktau. It's time to get acquainted with the trends of youth life, to combine business with pleasure. Workout represents street gymnastics or horizontal bars, and develops strength and endurance. In each city of Kazakhstan, there are already branches of this sport, and in Astana, the capital, there is the Federation of Street Workouts, which holds competitions and festivals for a healthy lifestyle. The first International Wrestling World Championship was held in Kazakhstan in April 2013 in Astana. Competitions can take place as in a freestyle, when everyone shows the program, and in the format of a battles match. 1-on-1, during which 2 rivals take turns showing their program, and then the judges choose the best. In general, this subculture is clearly not for the weak in spirit and body. We continue the theme for real men and go to paintball, where the strongest survives. There are very few paintball courts in Kazakhstan, but this sport is of interest to Kazakhstanis of all ages. The history of the appearance of paintball is shrouded in many legends. According to one version, at the end of the 19th century, guns filled with paint were used for training soldiers in France. Even one of the popular versions of the emergence of paintball as a game is the disclosure of secret techniques of training weapons of the US Army. Obviously, This exciting game is military and nevertheless propagandizes peaceful goals to turn aggression into an exciting sport. One of the first special paintball equipment was used in the anti-terrorist and anti-partisan school in America and Israel. Companions enjoyed the game and checked its safety on their own experience. There are two types of paintball: sports and tactical. In sports, there are two teams of 5 people, and in the tactical can participate thousands of players. It is important to observe the established rules of the game and the decision of the judges. Appreciating the program of Karim, based on a healthy lifestyle, companions again on the road. Now the travelers go by the way of knowing the past. The history of the Mangostal region is what interests them. More precisely, Erko is interested in history. After all, archaeology, ancient culture is his passion. For friends, he prepared something special. Our travelers went to the Valley of Bowls, which is located in the tract Torish and is considered a mysterious landmark Mangostal because it is strewn with stone bowls, and in their structure they're different. They're whole bowls, and there are also those in which the core is a single fossil, for example a shell. For 250 years, scientists cannot find a clue to their origin. According to one version, the appearance of such unusual form of stones is associated with ball lightning that occurred in zones of tectonic faults. Geologists also suggest that these stone formations began to form about 120 million years ago, when the ocean was located in the Mangostal region. The accumulations of plankton and became the basis for fanciful forms, and when the sea water receded, there remains these stones balls, resembling huge footballs. Supporters of space theory hold the view that the stones in the tract Torish are fragments of ancient meteorites flying over the region. There are also completely mystical assumptions, legends according to which unusual stone formations are turned into stone enemies who once tried to seize this land. Such natural miracles can be found in Mangostal. Arriving on the coast of the Caspian Sea, friends decided to end their journey with their favorite man's activity, namely fishing. A few important words about the Caspian. The Caspian Sea is the largest closed-water reservoir on Earth. The coastal zones of which belong to the territory of the 5 country states: Russia, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Azerbaijan, and Iran. And it is unusually rich in fish. It contains more than 107 species of fish, among which there are such fish as stellate, sturgeon, bream, carp, sturgeon, perch, pike, salmon, and many others. In the Caspian Sea, more than 90% of the world catch of sturgeon is carried out, the undisputed leader. Experienced sailors say that they are individuals that weigh more than a ton. By the way, at the place where the Volga flowed into the Caspian Sea in 1924, a record beluga was caught. Its length was more than 5 meters. Weight reached about 1,300 kilograms, and caviar in it was about 250. However, in fishing it does not matter the catch as a result. The process itself is important. It's a real relaxation of body and soul. Incredible landscapes of western Kazakhstan, amazing history of the region, and active rest left unforgettable memories for companions. Kazakhstan is impressed by the abundance of holy places, pilgrimage to which is committed by believers from around the world. Not only in western Kazakhstan but also throughout the country, a huge number of monuments of ancient culture whose age is sometimes estimated in millennia. As for entertainment, there is an opportunity to do any kind of sport here, and even the most progressive entertainment of young people promotes a healthier lifestyle. Now the path of companions lies in the mountainous country of Kyrgyzstan, the homeland of Belek. Hospitality in Kyrgyzstan is not only a tribute to the guests, it is also an ancient tradition which is passed on from generation to generation with upbringing. Jibek accepts friends with sincerity, serving national dishes and drinks. By lot, friends decide that Karim will lead the companions to interesting places in Kyrgyzstan. Karim is a lover of outdoor activities, and this means that his program will be associated with thrill. The first road of the trip had to be laid through the roads while experiencing a healthy surge of adrenaline. Quiet bike, a powerful technique that gives a sense of freedom off-road. It is also called an all-terrain vehicle, as it is capable of easily overcoming the most varied obstacles and obstacles that a car can never cope with. Quiet bikes are worthy entertainment for these extreme people, and driving them along mountain ranges is a special pleasure, leaving the most vivid memories. Companions appreciated Karim's extreme passion and are ready to follow him to new adventures. The next extreme kind of rest offers companions to admire the entire magnificence of the mountain landscape of Kyrgyzstan from a bird's eye view. Karim invited his friends to practice paragliding. To learn to fly on a paraglider, you need an instructor or an air school. Good equipment is a sign not only of professionalism but also of common sense. Be careful and take care. Our inexperienced pilots started as expected from high hills, strictly against the wind. Our companions have enjoyed the beauty of mountain peaks and nature of Kyrgyzstan from such a height. Karim got his friends down from heaven to earth and led them to the next test of the spirit, bright active national game, Kiskumai. Horse game is common in Azerbaijan and Central Asia, including Kyrgyzstan. Kiskumai from the Turkic languages translates as catch up with a girl. And now the details of an interesting custom. At the start, a girl and a jigit are called. The girl at the start has an advantage of 20 meters. At the signal, she rides to the finish line and the jigit starts racing after her. The young man who has overtaken the girl with the removal of the hairdress or the touch of the hand on her back and sometimes kissing her all over the race gives her the news of his victory. If at a distance of about 1,000 meters the youngster overtook the girl and kissed her, thus denoting his victory, then after a turn at the finish around the column, they ride loose on each other. However, it is not easy to catch up with the Kyrgyz girl who rides like a wind. And if the guy has failed, the girl and the jigit seem to change roles. Now the girl pursues the young man, striking his back with whips. Jibek and Yerko have to catch up with a real Kyrgyz horsewoman, which they both failed to learn. So we can say that the main part of the extreme of the companions experience from the thongs of a dashing rider. Yerko decided to show his friends the legendary architectural monument of the early 20th century located in the city of Karakol. Companions impressed by the bizarre facade of the gate hastened to see this man-made miracle as soon as possible. The world knows 3 Muslim temples built without a single nail, which are referred to as head, body, and a tail of the dragon. Head is located in China, in the city of Kulja. Body is located in Kazakhstan, in the city of Jharkhand, but the tail in Kyrgyzstan, in the beautiful Issyk-Kul Valley, in Karakol. This is what we're going to talk about today. The Dungan Mosque was built in 1907. In the construction of the mosque, 30 people took part, including 10 wood carvers and roofer masters. It is interesting that the architect and builder was a master of Dungan wooden architecture, Joly from Beijing. The mosque is built in the traditions of the Dungan architecture with slightly curved roofs. In curved patterns of eaves use patterns and subjects inspired by folk mythology, dragons, phoenixes, lions, which according to folk legends protect buildings from disasters and evil spirits. Epos Manas is the pride of the Kyrgyz people. It is included in the list of masterpieces of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity of UNESCO, and is also included in the Guinness Book of Records as the longest epic in the world. Just think about it. The whole trilogy in the aggregate is about 500,000 lines. This is twice the volume of the ancient Indian epic Mahabharata. The epic has survived to the present day thanks to the storytellers Manaschi. Manaschi on the move turns into one and then another character, as if playing a whole theater, changes tempo, exalts with the hero, and his crying is the whipping of the people. The special gift comes Manaschi in the traditional way, through dreams and visions. Probably for the complete transfer of Manas, one human life will not suffice, perhaps the life of a whole nation is needed for this. The poetic abilities of Manaschi begin to appear in childhood. The youngest narrator of the epic Manas, Umot Dolotov, is now 10 years old. He began to tell the epic from the age of 3, unable to even read, but perceiving by ear. They say that the bird was created for the flight, and Manashis for Manas. He is a keen improviser. Masters yurt makers Ushchu, Usta, as well as Masters Uzdar, enjoyed special respect among the Kyrgyz. There was a custom of Uitoyu, a housewarming. When the family put a new yurt, it was necessary to arrange a holiday. Till now, in the big cities, some families put yurts on the occasion of important holidays, a birth of the child, wedding or funeral. The flag of the Kyrgyz Republic shows the dome of the yurt, the tunduk, that underlines the importance of the traditional symbol of the home, the beautiful home of Bozui. In addition, this remarkable symbol indicates that Kyrgyzstan is a hospitable country, which is for every citizen its favorite and home. Yurt, being a model of folk art, embodied all the facets of mythical, religious, ethical, spiritual, and other archetypes of the Kyrgyz nomadic culture. Belek, who honored the customs of his homeland, opened a whole world of decorative and applied art to his friends. Companions took part in the installation of the yurt and learned a lot about family traditions. In order to feel like a real ethnic Kyrgyz, it is worth riding a horse on horseback on mountain rails. A horse is the main feature of Kyrgyz culture. Little boys learn to ride from the time they learn to walk. Nomadic life among steppes and mountains cannot be imagined without horses. Horses were companions of people, a means of transportation, faithful assistance during the war, payment for services. By the way, in Kazakhstan, the same attitude towards horses and the love of equestrian sports comes from the oldest tradition of national culture. Therefore, Karim especially appreciated such a work, and Erkebulan is always interested in acquaintance with the national peculiarities of culture from the point of view of history. Friends started up horses at full speed, enjoyed pure mountain air and the beauty of the pristine nature of Kyrgyzstan. Unfortunately, our first tripole of companions ended their vacation, but friends at work, Mars, Sultan and Rafshan appreciated this original format of travel, willingly packed their bags. Their winter vacation will take place in a warm, hospitable country. They are eager to see with their own eyes a mysterious Uzbekistan with its extraordinary ancient architecture and distinctive traditions. As it is customary to say in Tashkent, Koshkelapsis. In large cities, you can find indoor go-kart track where they go all year round. Machines there for rent, but practically every racing center has racing schools. It was here that the Sultan brought Mars and Rafshan. He has long dreamed of driving on magnificent roads, namely the Tashkent go-kart track is also known in Kazakhstan. Sultan, as the youngest among the companions, likes the theme of drive and extreme. Karting is one of the most massive types of motorsport. It's no accident that those who ride on karting are called pilots, perhaps just because they first appeared for US military pilots during the Second World War. They are sport summer and winter, as well as rolling karting. The pilots themselves are compulsorily equipped in accordance with world standards. Feeling like real racing drivers, friends are sent to the Yunus Rajabi House Museum. His son Hassan, the owner of the house, greeted the guests with real Eastern hospitality. Companions even tasted delicious tea and oriental sweets. Sultan promised to add a touch of creativity to the trip, and you can say it more than he could. The House Museum of the singer and composer, collector of Uzbek folk music and songs, the People's Artist of Uzbekistan, was opened in 1997. Yunus Rajabi collected and preserved folklore, and this is truly worthy of respect. The museum has a memorial room where the composer worked, as well as 4 different halls. Yunus Rajabi, the grandson of Hassan Rajabi, named in honor of his great-grandfather, also performed a special expressive melody for the guests. While the tanbour sounded, Rafshan Mars and Sultan froze, experiencing immense admiration and an excitement of the heart. The Sultan managed to uncover Tashkent from an unexpected and sensual side. Also, travelers visited the memorial complex of the victims of repression. This is the most important monument covering an important part of the history of Uzbekistan. On the Day of Remembrance of Victims of Repression, the memorial complex Shahidlar Khotirasi was solemnly opened in Tashkent, dedicated to compatriots who bravely fought for the freedom of the motherland. The museum is located in one of the most picturesque areas of the city, directly opposite the Tashkent TV tower, on the bank of the Bozu Canal. In the center, there is a symbolic Nefrit stone gravestone engraved with the inscription, "Memory of those who perished for their fatherland will live forever." Companions were very pleased with the road, and now the journey leads friends to a mysterious city, Bukhara. Rafshan, a native citizen of Bukhara, showed to his companions an unusual city through which the Great Silk Road passed. In those ancient times, jewelry, weapons decorated with gold and precious stones, and household knives, which were notable for their sharpness, one could buy clothes, shoes, foodstuffs, oriental spices, and much more. Travelers are sent to the most famous square of the old Bukhara, Labi House. This is the most beautiful and popular place in the city. The local Broadway, an old Arbat, and the Nodir Devon Begi Madrasa. Nowadays, there are a lot of workshops in the madrasas. Here you can find skillful engraving on wood and metal, handkerchiefs and handmade clothes with embroidery of skilled workers, incredible paintings made in Oriental style, and many other interesting things. It is necessary to visit the part of the old city, for Bukhara's age is more than 2,000 years, and here one can find the most ancient architectural structures. Still approaching Bukhara, the traveler sees in the distance, above the hardly visible city buildings, the high tower of Kalan minaret. Our travelers were struck by the size of the minaret. Especially Sultan was impressed not only by the grandeur of the structure, but also by its preservation. Bukhara left an indelible bright trace in the hearts of companions. But the journey continues, and friends are heading to Samarkand. In Samarkand, everything is special. Air itself, water, people, history. The oldest city through which the Great Silk Road passed. The cultures of many peoples of the world is mixed and became a heaven for the most talented chefs. In Uzbekistan, according to Rafshan, over 60 kinds of pilaf are prepared. but Samarkand has generated something unique in culinary respect. Ingredients of Samarkand pilaf are laid out in layers and do not mix in the process of preparation. Rice is cooked on delicious, fresh sesame oil. A special yellow carrot and a lot of special spices are added. The secret, including knowledge, what spices should be put, only the master knows. By the way, being in Samarkand, it is worth to visit the Siap Bazaar. The reason why friends decided to visit the Eastern Market is a lot of Oriental sweets that can be found only in this city. Halva is one of the most memorable sights of Samarkand. A local woman selling halva, she cooks one variety according to her own recipe 16 hours. Samarkand bread deserves special mention. This bread is called Mailwan, and men also cook it. The Samarkand flat cake weighs a kilogram and is strewn with black sesame. As local people say, Samarkand air is the main ingredient in the recipe. The Eastern Market is a very special place where one can best feel the living atmosphere of the ancient city. Thanks to the initiative of Mars, the companions learned about the secret landmarks of Samarkand, a paper mill. It is worth to visit every guest of the country and take an extraordinary souvenir with him. Here you can get acquainted with the archaic art of silk paper production from mulberry wood. For this purpose, in the territory, there is even a plantation where mulberry trees grow. In the paper mill store, you can find many unusual things from silk paper: a purse, bags, masks, headgear, and even clothes. Very solid, made in Oriental style. The main symbol of Samarkand is Registan. The center of the Samarkand region is the Ulugh-Beg Madrasa, the Sherdor Madrasa, and the Tilkari Madrasa. The ensemble of three madrasas is a unique example of the art of urban planning and a wonderful example of the architectural design of the main square of the city. It is one of the brightest examples of Persian architecture. In 2001, this ensemble, together with other ancient historical buildings of Samarkand, was inscribed on the UNESCO World Heritage List. The Registan of Samarkand is known to the whole world not only for the beauty of its architecture, but also for the international music festival Shark Taronalari. For the first time, the festival was held in 1997 on the initiative of Islam Karimov. The festival takes place every 2 years, and a visit to it is a fateful event for every traveler, because to hear live performance from the best musicians of the world framed by Samarkand lights and the atmosphere of the ancient East leaves the most beautiful memories. Companions made an amazing and unforgettable trip to 3 countries: Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and Uzbekistan. They admired the natural palaces of the Bozhura Valley. They saw feathered predators who became domesticated in the hands of kind and brave Kyrgyz. Thanks to the luck that invariably accompanies the novice traveler, they enjoyed delicious national cuisine, met on their way unique masters, learned more about the wise men of antiquity, saw the highest minaret of the East, Poi Kalon, visited the mystical temples and mosques of Central Asia. Like children, they were happy for abundance colors of Oriental bazaars. The hospitality and cordiality of the merchants of Bukhara remained forever in their heart. Despite life circumstances, once you take a chance and take a trip, only on the way you do notice the wonders of this world. You are in amazing places and you will learn the hidden beauty of life.